I don't know about you, but I've always loved a sunset in Minecraft. The way the colors darken and the shadows grow, it can bring a new depth to any build you make. And after a long day of planning and building and mining and crafting, I'll often find myself stopping and just watching the sun slowly sink down below the horizon. And in any world I play in, I like to make a place just to sit and watch the sunset every now and then. This place is alright, but it's a little unsafe, so I'm thinking we spruce it up a bit. I absolutely love this view here. It's going to be perfect for watching sunsets. Another thing that's perfect about it is that this is actually our world spawn. I don't intend to make a habit of using commands in this series, but I used one to reduce our world spawn down to a single block. That way it allows us to craft a beautiful scene for anyone that would be logging into the world in case I decide to share a world download at some point. So the plan is we're going to flatten out this area a little bit, create a nice little border there, maybe have some cliffs going underneath to touch up to the water. We'll have some of this hill here, we'll push the hill back a little, and we'll have like a nice little spawn area with a path that goes out this way, and it'll turn and head towards base, which is right over there. Right here along where I have the path blocks, we're going to dig this out and turn it into a river, and I'd like it to be a bit of a deeper river with sheer cliff faces on either side, sort of framing it as it goes down, putting some sort of boat traveling down it, maybe some sort of medieval barge. First thing we need to do is tear into this mountain a little bit and flatten out an area for the spawn point, and then we can get working on the rest. Alright, so we got our little spawn looking area here. We got a little bench and a sign eventually that'll say the name of the town this way. As you can see right now it's nighttime, and I've done the lighting in a way so that it's nice and moody, but that nothing can spawn. Because I want nighttime to feel like nighttime, you know? Now let me sleep real quick and I'll show you during the day. This is what we got during the daytime, and if we go in free cam and come on out here, you can see we got like a nice little cliffside here that's going to wrap around right into where our river's going to be, right through here. We got a nice little bush hanging over the edge there. Now, this area is pretty good, but if I'm just going to sit here to watch a sunset, this feels a little too open to me. I'm thinking we put a tree right in here to sort of frame the view just a little bit, frame it a little more. And I think that'll look pretty good. So, yeah, let's go ahead and build that right now. Alright, so we got ourselves our tree here. It's not the best looking tree, but it'll do for now. I intend to sort of learn how to make better trees as we go along. I've been doing some research, but you know, for now it'll do okay. And as you can see, it sort of cuts off the left side of the screen here and makes us focus a little more on the sun as it's going down. I especially like the little particles from the leaves that drip down. I think those were added somewhat in one of the more recent updates. I think they add a nice little atmosphere to it. Makes it feel like there's a little breeze blowing, you know? But yeah, I think we have succeeded in making a nice little spot for watching the sunset that's nice and safe. Now the next thing I'd like to work on is getting the river sort of carved out over here. So we've got the little bit of a start here, but we've got a lot of work to go through here. I'm thinking maybe some TNT, and maybe I'll bring the beacon over, and we'll carve this whole thing out. And while we're doing that, I wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot recently and give you my thoughts on it. A lot of people talk about forever worlds, and on the surface I think it's a beautiful idea. Deciding to put all your ideas into a single space and sticking with that world whatever comes. But I feel like a lot of people approach it in an unsustainable way. It seems a lot of people who latch onto the idea view it in a similar way as they would a challenge run, where the challenge is sticking with one world for as long as possible, even if you get burnt out or want to change. Then when the point comes when you do want to change, it feels like giving up, or like you've failed somehow, leaving a sour taste in your mouth and demotivating you from playing altogether. To me, a forever world shouldn't be a restriction, but a goal. I believe it's something you create and build piece by piece, shaping a world into a place you want to stay and work on forever, whether you wind up moving on eventually or not. How to build a world like that is going to be different for every person. It's something you have to discover for yourself. For me, it would look something like this. Building places that make you stop for a moment and enjoy them. Places you can form an attachment to. Places where you can turn a moment into a memory, rather than builds you make just for the sake of it and then never see again. My goal moving forward in this world is to work together to create somewhere we can call home. Somewhere where years down the line we can stroll through quietly and just enjoy the memories. Alright, so we got the river carved out and it's not completely done. I'd still like to come through and add in some stairs and slabs to sort of smooth out the jaggedness of some of this, and I'm not 100% satisfied with how this end of the river is looking. So we'll come back through and we'll do another pass on the river eventually. But we've got the basic shape down, and in the water here we've just got some seagrass down in the bottom. But eventually I want to put some like driftwood and maybe a couple like sunken rafts or some logs or something down there, something like that. And then the next thing we're going to be working on is right here we're going to have a bridge going across to this side, and we're gonna flatten out this area and put maybe like some sort of farmhouse right here with a little garden, and have the path keep going through this way. And then on this side we're gonna have a pasture for some animals, and then some crop fields out this way. I'm gonna go ahead and get working on that, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. And with a little bit of magic, we're done. So we've got this bridge here going across. It's sort of supposed to be like a little suspension bridge. I need to wax those copper bars right there because they're not supposed to be that color. They're supposed to be the exposed ones, but I needed to let them age when I first placed them. And we got a little bit of leafage on the bridge here. We got our hay bales because I want it to sort of look like they're transporting the hay from this hay field over here across the bridge and then eventually to the town we're going to have over there. Then we've got our little farmhouse here with a nice little birch tree. I think this tree is a lot better than the one over there. I think it's pretty good. This farmhouse is one that was designed years and years ago, but I decided to reuse it because I really do love the shape. I changed up all of the palette, so those weren't originally, pale oak and white concrete, and it wasn't originally this stuff, but I think it looks pretty good. Those blocks right there should be that, actually. I'll fix that later. And then if we come in over here, we've got this little crop field with potatoes, carrots, and beets, and it's, just a little thing. Eventually I'm going to have a pile of barrels and some cauldrons over here, but I haven't put those in quite yet. And the interior is a work in progress right now. We're mostly just storing lots of terraforming materials in these chests here because it's within easy reach of what I've been working on. And this wheat field isn't quite done. There's a couple things missing. We're supposed to have that dry grass that you find in the desert and dead bushes sort of scattered throughout this whole area, but I need to gather more of those. And then we've got to do the actual wheat field part somewhat slowly because we don't have enough wheat seeds at the minute. So we got to let this grow and then harvest it and then plant some more. I'm also growing wheat over there by the base area. And so let's go into free cam and go up just a little bit. So we've got the wheat field here. This whole thing eventually will be full of wheat, fully grown. And this part of the field, I wanted it to look sort of like it's been harvested, or they're in the process of harvesting the field. So you've got a couple big bales of hay. they've been baled and they're sitting there ready to, you know, be taken wherever. If you've ever been to a wheat field after it's been harvested and stuff, they will have big bales like this sort of sit in the field. They're usually round, but can't do round in Minecraft. So we got big square bales. And then I wanted this one to look like it didn't get wrapped quite right. And so it sort of fell apart a little bit and it got rained on and it's sort of decaying into the ground here. And I used barrels as sort of soggy, molding looking hay bales. I think that looks pretty good. But yeah, so we're still working on this. And I've come up with some designs in creative that go out this way. Eventually we're going to have, oh, I guess I also extended out the cliffside here a little bit. And I wanted it to look like roots were sort of coming down there. We'll probably put another tree over here too. Right through here, we're going to wind up having a beach. And then I've got big plans for that mountain there. I've been working in creative to design like a cool looking sort of white cliffs inspired mountain. We probably won't get to the mountain this episode. There's a few other things I want to talk about and discuss and show you and whatnot, but we may work on the beach this episode. We'll have to see, you know. But even just this is quite a bit of progress. We've got these bushes sort of going around the outside, encapsulating the wheat field. Eventually, we're going to have another bridge like that one down over here that goes across closer to where we're going to eventually have the town, with a mud brick path that goes through and sort of a sharp cliff down to maybe like a rocky beach on this side is what I'm thinking. And this mountain will be flattened out so we can pull that mud brick path down this way, and then eventually we'll build our little medieval town over here that this farm is making, you know, wheat and food for. Now I'm sure you've noticed that this video is a big departure from the way I've done things in the past in this series, in terms of style and pacing and the progress per episode and whatnot. When I was making my last episode, I was sort of just rushing through to try and get a video out because I felt like I needed to. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the feeling of putting out a video just to say that I put out a video. I want to make things that, one, I would like to watch, so I want to make content that I would enjoy to watch myself. And two, I want to put out videos that I can be proud of. And so for this episode, I looked around on YouTube at the different creators that I like to watch, and you may have noticed I have taken some big inspiration from B-Dubs. B-Dubs and Etho are both creators that have inspired me a lot in the past. They're one of the main reasons that I'm making videos in general. But watching some of B-Dubs' videos, I really enjoyed the way he slows things down a little. Gives you time to experience the moment and to live in it. And I don't want to copy him exactly or anything like that, but I am taking inspiration, and I'm sure in some amount of time, weeks, months, years maybe, I'll look back and I'll look at different little parts of the video and I'll think, oh, why did I do that? Or why did I edit it this way? Various little critiques of my past self, but that's just the way things go when you create things, whether it's art or videos or anything like that. I'm trying to change up my mindset in terms of videos and switch from viewing it as I'm trying to make a video to get a video out, and more as I want to make a little piece of art that's got a piece of me in it to share with people who may appreciate that. I want to make things that are beautiful. And with this new editing style, it takes a lot more time to do the editing, and then also to actually make all the progress that we make in the episodes, like making the farmhouse and carving out the river and building up the wheat field and all that stuff. And I don't want you guys to be completely left out of the process between videos, since it is going to take a little more time. So pretty much all the progress we make in our world here, I stream over on Twitch. And you're under no obligation to watch. I don't mind if you just want to hang out and enjoy the videos. But if you want to see a little bit more behind the scenes stuff and us actually building things and putting in the effort and making designs and all that sort of stuff, I do it all live, and you're welcome to join. And if you don't want to watch live, over on the second channel, I've got all my VODs go up there, whether it's Minecraft or other games, so you're welcome to watch those. But I've had a lot of fun working on this episode on stream and behind the scenes, editing it, putting it together, and working on learning new editing things and figuring out the exact sort of vibe that I want for the intro and stuff like that. But I'm always open to constructive criticism and critiques. If I've done anything in this that you think could be done differently or done better, I would love for you to let me know, and we'll keep growing together, and I'm sure that the editing style of the videos will evolve as time goes on, but tried something new and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you'll continue to enjoy it as we go on this journey together. I'm really proud of all we got done today. We've transformed our spawn from just a little hill into something memorable. I've still got lots of ideas and there's lots of work to be done. But for now, if you need me, I'll be here enjoying this beautiful sunset.